Rock Hits 102, and I'm on the phone with none other than Bret Michaels of Poison. What is happening, Bret? Good morning.
Good morning. We're doing awesome. We are heading quickly on the bus your direction, and ready to do a great show tonight. I know we're going to be out at the Sovereign Center, and looking forward to getting back to Central Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's great. Well, it wasn't too long ago. You were up there in good old Schuylkill County, remember?
Yeah, I always remember. Yep, no, that was a good time. Yeah, you're talking about when I came through with the solo band.
You betcha.
Yeah, that's always a sold-out, crazy show, and always a good time. And most of the fun I have is watching my family really throw down and have a good time throughout the entire afternoon while I'm getting ready to do the show.
It's always a lot of fun coming back home. Bret, I can remember the old days, the Metron in Harrisburg. Remember those days?
Are you kidding me? Of course I do.
Oh,
Many
boy.
days of struggling in there, loading the gear in, and they call it. They said paying your dues. At the time, it just felt like a lot of work.
Yeah.
Because I was working 3 jobs, and you're trying to run from one job in between lunch break, run your gear over, but I guess that is truly paying your dues. If you want to try to make it, you got to do it.
Yeah. Have you ever been back to the Metron since then to kind of scope it out?
I've driven past it, but it just looks like it looked like an industrial park now. It's not much of I didn't see much of a Metron left.
Yeah, those were the good old days. I think our memories are gone with that,
Yeah, I think there's a few, we may have enjoyed ourselves a time or two at the Metron. It may have helped to ease the memory in my brain.
Yeah, it was the highlight of the night was after 2 o'clock, right? That's when the fun began.
It all started then, and no one really left. You kind of just stumbled out into the parking lot and continued to party.
Those were the good old days, brother. Well, now you got, in addition to the tour, you got the big CD that was released in Poisoned, and we just got it in not too long ago. We're playing the tunes off of it. A lot of the cover songs. What kind of prompted you guys to do the cover tunes this time around?
It was pretty simple reason. I'm always, I'm always trying to do original material. That's the whole reason that in the beginning of our career, it was tough for Poison in the beginning because I was always pushing to try to write original songs. And in defense of the clubs, they want you to do a lot of cover stuff that people knew so that they would dance and drink beer and have a good time, right?
Yeah.
And one thing that happened to us, we were getting ready to go in and cut 2 things, actually. We were getting ready to go in and cut. So about every 2 years, we cut an original record. And as we went in this year, me and Bobby, our bass player, who are really good friends, actually got in quite a physical altercation on stage in Atlanta, and led to a few stitches here and there, a little punch, a little bass throwing. Should a mic slip out of my hand, it may have hit him in the head, I don't know. So we just decided to keep the friendship good. Let's just go in and pick some old school cover songs and just have a good time doing them. And that's what we did. We got a great producer with Don Was.
Oh, yeah.
This guy's done the Stones and Dylan and Bonnie Raitt and you name it. And he's a real music guy. He gets it, and we click with him, and it just was a lot of fun in the studio.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Don is an amazing guy. And it sounds through. On the album, you guys, it sounds like you're having a lot of fun. You're enjoying it. And you know what? It takes the pressure off of doing like the, actually writing the tunes and, doing it. It takes that pressure off you there.
It does, and especially after you have like an altercation like that, it's tough to say, hey, I mean, we patched it up and continued on with our tour, but what you don't want to do is start out, be away from each other for a couple months, and then the first day you get together, you're like, no, I wouldn't write it like that. Let me do this. Let's put this here. And this way, it was just a lot of fun, and we went in and had a great time doing it. And at the same time, I was getting ready to shoot this. I was going to spend almost a couple months shooting this TV show for VH1, this Rock of Love, and it would have really put a lot of constraints on how much time we would have had to have done that.
Now let's roll some of the new album, Poisoned. Here is a couple of tunes from Poison on Rock Hits. Wobble to 2. We'll be back with Bret in just a few. Yeah, we're on the phone with Bret Michaels of Poison, and in fact, we're going to talk about that in July next month. You got the new reality show, Rock of Love with Bret Michaels. You're going to do the Bachelor thing. Looking for a gal, huh?
I'm looking for one gal, or 2 if I can have them.
Well, yeah.
We'll see what they always said, well, you can't do that. I say, oh, I'm in a band.
Yeah.
For God's sakes. That covers just about every excuse in the book right there. If you say you're a musician or you're in some sort of a band, they just go, oh, okay. It just kind of covers everything. But they approached me to do it, and I got to tell you, I was very hesitant at first, and then once I went in and met the producers and all the people at VH1, they assured me that I could still continue to do what I do every day in my daily life. I get up, I ride my dirt bikes, I was in the studio recording. I had to make sure I could still continue to do that and not be trapped in a house where I'm like, okay, what do we do after a while? We just sort of stare at each other, or it was weird to me because it's not like you're making a movie and it's scripted. This is basically what happens. Well, the first night at a place there, I drove in on my Harley. I came in, I said, listen, let's just go into the house immediately and get a party rolling, and that's how we'll get to know each other. And I threw one of the best. The house rocked that night, and they ended up buying 11 or 12 episodes, and the first, I guess it premieres Sunday, July 15th, and runs all summer, and it kicks off with a real good party. Cool.
And don't tell us anymore because we want the people to watch it. It's going to be
no, I know. I just was telling you, you're going to have full-on entertainment. There's motocross wrecks, there's things and lingerie football and blah, blah, blah.
Yes. So we're on the phone with Bret Michaels of Poison. Tonight's the night, the big show. You're going to be right here in town along with Rat and Veins of Jenna. We are looking forward to seeing you on the stage, my friend.
And thank you for having us back. I got to tell you, the Poison show, every year, our show, I feel we improve it. It gets not only just the audio and the music end, but also what we do on stage. And this year, bar none, is our biggest production, and it will be, as always, a very exciting show for us. And I can't wait for the fans to see it.
Very cool. Well, we will see you on stage tonight, my friend. Thank you so much for taking time out this morning to join us on the phone. It's Bret Michaels of Poison, and going to be in town tonight, folks, and going to be rocking, right, brother?
You know it, brother.
Thanks so much, Bret.
Hey, thanks for having me on.